Welcome back to Newsmax Prime. Donald Trump continues to lead in the Republican presidential polls, and there are so many candidates. Will his lead hold up? For more, let's bring in our political panel. Joining us tonight from our Newsmax newsroom, the managing editor for the Shark Tank political blog, Javier Manjarres, and via Skype from New York City, Liz Peek, columnist for the Fiscal Times. Javier, first to you. 17 candidates. Is that an advantage for Donald Trump?
I don't think so. I think whether it's 17 or 10 or 5, I think he has the momentum. He's in the lead because he's a viable candidate. I don't care what anyone says. So either way, I think he's doing just fine, and regardless of how many people are in the race.
Well, Liz, what is your thought about that? Newt Gingrich said with 25%, if you keep this size of field, Trump basically is the favorite.
Well, he is, but let's not forget that the pole position in the past has been occupied by a wide variety of people who never saw the finish line. I am very skeptical that Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee because I think there's just too many issues where his views are just, rather extreme. But more important to me, his personality is so erratic and combustible. I just don't think he has what it takes to be president of the United States.
That sounds like shades of 1964, what some of the Scranton and Rockefeller Republicans were saying about Barry Goldwater. Javier, will Liz's kind of criticism hold up in Republican circles?
Well, she makes great points, and I agree with her on most of her points, but I don't know if he's going to hold up. But then again, we were saying the same thing about John McCain, that he was dead in the water, and look, he became the nominee in 2008. Look, Donald Trump may veer. I mean, I think Donald Trump's biggest issue are going to be his change of positions over the years on pretty much all issues. So that's going to be the biggest issue he has to face. But again, he struck a note with Americans, that struck a nerve, and they're buying what he's selling.
Liz, who is best equipped to overtake Donald Trump? Is it Jeb Bush, who is expected to be the establishment favorite?
Well, I think that's a really good question. Certainly Jeb Bush has put together the kind of organization and sort of ground operatives that you actually kind of need in places like Iowa and New Hampshire to line up voters, do the sort of grunt work of politics. Look, Trump has an enormous advantage right now because he can call into any news station, any news program in the country and get on air because he creates good ratings. That is a huge advantage of being a celebrity and also being sort of outlandish. I don't think that at the end of the day, though, he will have the personality or the stick-to-itiveness to roll up his sleeves, go door to door, kiss a lot of babies, etc. And I think you still have to do that, by the way, even in a place like Iowa. They're used to celebrities maybe, but they like door-to-door campaigning. I don't think they like people sort of zeroing in on their helicopter and leaving an hour later. I just don't think that's going to work. But, he has a lot of money behind him, his own. He has certainly a lot of confidence. And he won't go away quietly or easily. But I think at some point in this next 6 months, he will insult one too many people or somebody who really the voters really care about. And that's going to be that.
And, of course, television and the debate can be a great equalizer. In less than a month, CNN will host the second Republican debate. Who has made the most improvement post-debate one, and what do you expect out of the second debate? Javier, first to you.
Well, I think by far Carly Fiorina won both debates. I think she's done the best, and she's a great candidate. I expect her to do bigger things. I think Rubio did very well. I also did think Ben Carson and Ted Cruz did well. Bush has dropped, and that speaks a lot. Now, mind you, Bush has got a lot of money, but he's dropped in the polls significantly from where he was just a month ago. I see someone like Rubio and Cruz doing a lot better moving forward. I think they're going to gain in the polls and maybe not catch up to Trump just yet. But who knows? I think they've done the best.
Liz, who in your opinion has made the biggest improvement since debate number one?
Well, clearly Carly Fiorina was the winner in terms of kind of coming from nowhere and grabbing the spotlight. I actually thought Marco Rubio was fantastic debate night. He has really become much more self-assured. He wasn't grabbing for that glass of water. He didn't have dry mouth. He did great, but his polling really doesn't reflect that. The other person who clearly kind of made a name for himself is Ben Carson. I think that he has sort of endeared himself to the American public. He is such a lovely gentleman, and thoughtful and considerate, got a nice dry sense of humor. I thought he really won a lot of hearts, but I still think he is too narrow a platform. When he gets into foreign affairs or monetary issues, I think he kind of loses his way. So I don't think he's the candidate, but he'll be around for a while, I think.
Well, let's find out who will not be around for a while. Final 15 seconds, really 10 seconds to you both. I know it's 20. Who is the first candidate to leave from the Republican field? Javier, first to you.
Rick Perry.
What about it, Liz?
George Pataki.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
him too.
We'll see. There are a whole lot of them. 17. I guess we'll find out. Thanks to you both. Well, you heard what Liz and Javier had to say. What do you have to say? Send us your comments at this address, newsmaxtv.com/comments. There's more ahead on Newsmax Prime.